Hello, my name is Michael Proffe. I started for the first time in the stock market at the end of the 1980s. I started buying stocks. I figured out right away that there were stocks that grew and continued to grow, and there were stocks that didn't deliver so well. As an engineer, I asked myself, why are there stocks that win and some that lose? Was there something here one could figure out? I made a year-long analysis and later wrote a university thesis because I found out you can recognize trend stocks. So I developed a trend system, and this system tells exactly which stocks are in a trend and that I can invest in, and which stocks I should not invest in because they do not follow a trend and I could lose money. So my trend following system tells me exactly how long I should keep a stock and then when I must sell that stock. With this system, over the long term, I can achieve large profits in the stock market as it minimizes risk. The basic foundation of the system is the fundamental data of the company and the concept that only the very healthiest companies will have stocks that grow value time and again. So I analyze fundamental data of those companies, and from that I can see a long-range target as to whether the development of the revenue stays within a context and whether it is a healthy development. Then I have a look at the surrounding environmental data. What is the underlying environment in which the company operates? In which industrial sector does the company belong? And then the last step I make, the technical analysis, that I use to calculate key indicators. Combined, I use these to determine if the stock is growing and if there is an optimal trend. Based on all of this, I can also decide if the company would be suitable to buy an option in, as they can generate even more profits. What are the trends that I am actually talking about? What do I really mean? Let's take a look at a good trend follower. The first company I want to discuss is Altria Group Incorporated. Here we can see a trend that has been going on for 40 years. A stock that goes from the bottom left to the top right, and it has always kept growing even though there were various stock market corrections and crashes in the last several years, as we saw in 2010. The company earns strong revenues as well as good profits, and you can see this reflection in the stock price. These are the kind of companies that are the right candidates to buy options as well for, as long as they are having an extended expiration date, at least for over a year or so. Then, when I'm ready to start investing into such a healthy company, as my indicators tell me that the stock price will climb further, then I can also buy, in parallel to stock purchases or options, and with this option I can achieve considerable profits. This is how I enter a trend company. I will tell you in my publications that as long as the trend is intact, it is not too late to buy stock from these companies. Here's another good example, MasterCard. The trend has run for many years. I bought their stock in 2010 in one of my portfolios of my publications, and it went up and up and up. There are many such megatrends, especially in the USA. We see many companies that enjoy these megatrends. One of the oldest trends is the railroad, and we are talking about Union Pacific. I bought a lot of their stock over many years. And as long as my trend following system tells me that the fundamental data of this company is healthy, and that the surrounding environment is still intact, then I can continue to invest in this stock, regardless of any market swings that occur in between those purchases. Yes, Union Pacific is indeed a company with a healthy core. And my analysis also indicate me of other companies, like for example, Apple, Amazon, and Alphabet. They are all companies in which I can continue to invest in. My trend following system also shows me exactly when I must get out of a stock. In 2005, I started in the German stock market to apply my market strategy. I started out with 30,000 euro and set myself the goal to grow this investment within 10 years to 1 million euro. And I accomplished this. From 2005 until 2015, my stock market service grew from 30,000 euro to 1 million euro. Currently, the portfolio is worth about 2 million euro. In comparison to the general market growth, that is the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500, you can recognize that I have always outperformed those markets. It naturally follows that I have had higher profits with my stock market service. In 2010, I founded my US stock market service, Proffe's Trend Portfolio. Here also, the goal is to take 30,000 USD and turn it into 1 million USD in 10 years. And we're totally on our way there. Currently, we are at about $130,000 USD. And in the next 2 to 3 years, the growth should become really dynamic. And from there, we should arrive at the 1 million USD mark. From the start, it was somewhat more difficult to get any movement out of the 30,000 USD because I bought for this portfolio 12 US stocks and accompanied them with 12 corresponding US options. In the first year with the US options, it was somewhat more difficult because they were very expensive and 30,000 USD was not that much capital to start out with. But the portion part of the portfolio really grew fast. I showed that you can buy options that accompany a stock, and our portfolio can become more dynamic since we have more money at our disposal in this portfolio. So that is my trend following strategy. I only invest in the winners of the stock market. I leave the losers for what they are, and because of this, my stock market portfolio of our newsletter services continued to grow. The average performance of my German stock newsletter service lies around 55% per year. With my US stock market service, Proffe's Trend Portfolio currently has also a similarly performance of 55% per year. If you would like to get good return on your investments, then read my mega trends of this world. Yours, Michael Proffe.